Hello everyone and welcome back to Blue Rose. The next morning I dressed my own clothes and shut my sword at my side. Tobias has prepared food for me in the kitchen as always. He places the plates on the table as I enter and then leaves the room without a word. The usual steaming cup of tea is there as well, and this time I remember to drink all of it as instructed by Aaron. Then I head out again, still helped along by the crutch. Instead of going straight to the village, I go back in between the trees towards the small lake that I had found. The forest is peaceful and silent. I sit down with my back towards a large tree facing the lake before closing my eyes. The sword is placed on the ground in front of me, still in its sheath. And then with a deep breath, I begin my meditation. It has been days since I last did this. I can feel my entire body is already falling drastically out of shape, but it doesn't take much before I fall back into my old familiar rhythm. I can almost instantly feel the energies flowing around me in this forest, the slow movement of the water in the lake. This place, it's different, it's hard to say, but it feels almost more alive. Whatever. I found myself mumbling this out loud, but it really is surprising how the natural energies here feel more tangible, more dynamic. This is a place of great spiritual power. Do the villagers know of this, I wonder? Normally the average human being wouldn't be able to sense these things, so probably not. Then I suddenly feel a change in the air around me and presence moving up close behind me. Without a moment's hesitation, my hands grab the handle of my sword and it draws it in a wide arc while I push myself up and turn around. The edge of the sword stops mid-air right before striking the neck of a person that I've never seen before. The stranger doesn't move a muscle. I feel myself involuntarily freeze for just a moment as my eyes meet his this close. Those eyes are still unsettling about the way they stare directly back into mine. I quickly bite my lip and regain my senses. All this happens in the course of just a few seconds. Move, you're dead. So you noticed. The sound of his voice almost succeeds in making me falter. Calm and cold, I narrow my eyes. Who are you? What were you trying to do, sneaking at me like that? The stranger draws back slightly from my sword, while still keeping his eyes on me. He doesn't seem the least bit intimidated, as if what I do with my sword doesn't really matter to him. I was surprised you're still here. What? I'm not expected to see you here, so I watched, trying to figure you out. Wait, why? What do you mean still here? I was sure you had been dead by now, so when I saw you here, I was truly surprised. And today you came back again. I don't believe my ears as I struck back at the stranger. This person has been following me? How would you think I would be dead? Dragon, of course. What else? You saw it happen? My eyes widened in surprise, and I never heard Tobias mention anything about the attack other than finding me unconscious on the ground. I almost forget to keep my guard up. Yes, then others, weapon to the rest. I grip my handle of the sword even tighter until my voice involuntarily rises. I feel my heart beating faster. The rest? He turns his head slowly and looks away as if thinking deeply about this question. I'm not sure. I was convinced that new humans survived, so I simply left. But since you are here, it seems that I was wrong. I am impressed. So, he didn't see anything after all. I feel my heart sink. I take a step back, but still holding up my sword to keep the stranger away. Are you from the village too? The village? No, I'm not. Then where are you? Then from where are you? Now what? Is he another hermit like Tobias? It's beginning to feel like this area is actually crawling with people, or could he be another one from the outside like me? The man makes a vague gesture with his hand, as if including the entire area around us. Here, do you have a house up here? No. The village, the forest, the mountain, this is where I live. So he's saying he lives down there after all. What do you do? What? Swoosh. There's a strong wind carrying leaves through the air between him and me with a soft rustling sound. The stranger turns his head and narrows his eyes. Watch out. I swing around at the sound of his voice and only barely see the shadow shooting towards me at high speed from the bushes. Using the power of my own movement, I swing my sword upwards to guard against it, but I instantly feel like a sharp pain shooting through my side. I break down and lower my guard, resulting in the attacker crashing hard against my hand, holding the sword's handle. I fall on one knee, still grasping the sword tightly, even though it's almost knocked out of my hand. The thing stumbles back from the impact, and I catch a glimpse of it as I look up. This Pepsi is nice and cold. Anyways, my wound is still pounding after my rash stunt earlier, but I can't let my guard down. I'm about to try and get back up when the stranger suddenly glides in front of me and confronts the monster. He doesn't seem armed. What are you doing? Without paying me any mind, he lifts up one hand and stares down at the hissing beast. The animal looks similar to a mountain lion, its fur a mix of wild, dark colors, and its eyes green. It makes a threatening lunge forward as if wanting to strike, but the man doesn't move out of place. With another defiant hiss, the creature turns around and disappears into the forest. I stare and wonder at the scene in front of me, using a sword as a support. I get back on my feet. The crutch is lying on the ground, just out of reach. You should be careful in this area. That much should be obvious to you. The man turns around and looks at me again. I had it under control. If you had a problem, then don't interfere. He cast a glance in the direction of the creature had fled. The animal seemed to hold a grudge. I wonder why. A grudge? It was a mother. Could it possibly have something to do with the small predator that I sent flying with my crutch earlier? No, of course not. Sorry about that, guys. I had to let that burp out. Okay, sorry about that. I mumbled to myself. Apparently my pause button sends things back on this. He looks up again as if noticed something new. I too look around trying to figure out what he spotted. And suddenly turns his head towards the trees. Hey, wait. But he doesn't stop. He disappears out of sight almost as quickly as he came. What was that about? Lena? I turn around and see a familiar face had been viewed. Toby is holding his bow. He's probably in the middle of hunting. What are you doing? He walks over to pick up my crutch without waiting for an answer and then hands it to me. I feel my anger rising at the fact that I couldn't get him to pick it up before he appeared. What does it matter to you what I'm doing? You're still hurt. You shouldn't be up here. There are monsters, you know. Yes, I know. I could take care of myself. Oh? I take one more look around the traces of the stranger. He doesn't seem to be anywhere anymore. I don't feel any traces of his presence. Forget it. I'm done here. I'm heading to the town. Do what you want. I still have things to do. Without hesitating hesitating what? No. Without wasting any more time on talking to Tobias, I lean up against the crutch and begin my trek down the hillside. The village is as peaceful as it was when I last left. People are taking care of daily chores in the main street while others are working on finishing the roof of one of the newest buildings. Somehow the place stands in complete contrast to the sullen forest where I had the strange encounter with the man. I stop and press my hand against the right side. The pain is still there, stronger than it was this morning when I left the cottage. I can feel the bandages underneath the shirt, and I'm a little worried that I might have caused some unnecessary damage during the fight. I should have been more careful. I need to get stronger. I have to get my strength back. Hey. Caught up in my own thoughts, I jump a little at the sound of Gavin's voice calling out to me. So you came back. You still don't look too well. I just straighten up. It's nothing. Gavin looks down in the eyes at my sword and an unreadable look on his face. For just a short moment, then he smiles again. Oh, that's quite a large knife for a pretty woman to be carrying around. Oh, you think so? Well, you sound friendly today. Sorry, I just have a lot on my mind. Well, I can imagine that. I sigh and look around, and it almost feels like it's man, my reading's messed up. I sigh and take a look around. It almost feels like my time stands still here, as if the little town is cut off from the rest of the world. And man, my nose is running so bad right now. That kind of peaceful atmosphere doesn't sit well with me. I feel restless just staying here with no apparent goal or schedule ahead of me. A person who likes to take action, one could say. You look preoccupied, so I'm just going to leave it you to it. If you don't need anything here, don't hesitate to call. Or if you need anything, don't. So where to go? I think I'm gonna go to the forest. Feeling stronger each day, I decided to take a look around the forest for signs of any other survivors. Tobias told me that the cliff where he found me was quite a distance away. Maybe soon I'll ask him to take me there, but for now I'd rather try and look into things myself. After all, he might start asking questions I don't want to answer. As I head further into the forest, the intense feeling of solitude envelopes me. This place is so very far away from everything else, all the fighting of the war in my homeland. I unconsciously look up through the leaves of the trees above me as my thoughts fall on the dragon. The great being almost seemed to have come out of nowhere and then disappeared without a trace. No one in the village ever talks about seeing dragons. The monsters they speak of seem like much smaller and more manageable creatures. I stop for a break and lean up against the trunk of a large tree. Once again, I am reminded of how big a toll the wounds have taken on me. That's when I notice something flying in the foliage ahead. Kneeling down, I carefully brush the dry leaves aside to inspect it further. Ash? It looks like the remains of an improvised campsite. Curiously, I look around, but see no other signs of people passing through. Maybe Toby has made a camp on one of his longer hunts. I get back up and dust the leaves off my clothes. I can't help but cast another glance around me as I turn to leave. A feeling stirring inside me that I can't quite place. I guess I'm gonna go to the cottage. Tobias collects his things, checking the pouch at his belt as he gets ready to leave. It's quiet in the cottage as usual. I find myself looking around at the interior while neither of us say a word. So that's when it suddenly hits me. Wait, where do you sleep? Huh? I mean, there's only 3 doors here. The one leading out, the one to my room where I sleep, and the one onto the food chamber. Tobias stares blankly at me for a moment. You only realized that just now? Well, yes. I sleep in here in the kitchen, of course, on the bench. You do? Whose bed do you think you've been using all this time? Seriously, sometimes I'm amazed how dense you can be. I can feel my face grow hot as my anger and embarrassment increase. Well, excuse me, a lot of things been going on. Yeah, right. But if you've been sleeping out here... Never mind, I don't care where I sleep. Don't try and change your arrangements now. It'll just be a pain. Tobias averts his eyes and turns towards the door. He closes behind him before I can reply, and the cottage falls silent again. Even if he's being rude, I feel a little bad about taking his room away for blah blah blah. Ah, he's such a difficult person to handle. Okay, now if I go to the inn, I have 2 people to meet. Oh, come on, just for today? Forget it. Come on now, I'd love to have dinner with such a beautiful girl as yourself. Huh? You really thought that would work? You're not getting any free food. That's what you get for being lazy and hiding whenever there's work to be done. But I guess I can't complain about that. As I enter the inn, I see Gavin bugging Erin, who is working behind the counter. She is preparing a tray and strolls away from disappointed Gavin to serve a guest. As she passes me, she sends a smile as if we've been friends for ages. Hi, Lena. Feel free to take a seat. I'll give you a discount. Huh? And why can't I get one? We're friends. No, we're not. And Lena is being lazy. She's wounded. Erin points her nose in the air at Gavin's complaint and enters to the kitchen. She's tough. Then don't skip work. That's easy for you to say. It's not like I don't have other things to do. Erin returns a plate of freshly prepared dinner. Here you go. Today's special. I'm sure you'll love it. Who makes all this food? My sister and I. Well, mostly my sister. I'll introduce you to her one day. She'll be happy to see how her herbs have helped you along. Thank you. It looks good. Of course it does. Erin smiles and she turns around and sends Gavin another skull before her heading back to the kitchen. Then, are you two not getting along? We're fine, never mind. Guess I'll just give in and pay for my meal today. With my eyebrow on disbelief, wanting just after he manages to escape paying for his food here. Here, take it. I shove my plate across the table towards Gavin. Tobias has probably prepared something simple at home that I can share, so I don't really need the extra meal. Just say you don't have to do that. It's okay, I don't need it. You really know when I help out a man in need. Apparently his biggest problem right now is just trying to score a free meal. I sigh and leave him to it. It's getting late and I decide to return to the cottage. When I enter, I immediately notice Tobias. He seems to have just returned too. Back from hunting so late? No, today was just a regular patrol. Yes, I patrol the areas in town to make sure that people are safe from monsters, I see. Oh, and if he's always out of the house for so long, or if it's just because I'm here. Tobias turns away and concentrates on getting food on the table for us. He takes out 2 plates and prepares the ingredients in silence. I just watch him for a while as he seemingly blocks out my presence. Why did you move up here on your own? Who says I did it on my own? Well, I haven't seen anyone who appeared to be a family member, so I just assumed. The town doesn't look like a place where people have lived for generations either. Is that so? You're young, and it seems that you know how to use weapons well. I'm sure there were other opportunities open to you. You think I'm a deserter, don't you? Tobias places a plate on the table, but coolly continues not to look at me. So like that, he thought I hadn't crossed my mind. I try to calm myself and continue ignoring his attitude. Well, I just wondering if you hadn't thought of making a difference somewhere else. A difference? He finally looks at me with a cold smile. Have you made any difference so far? Me? Yes, as a highly praised Templar fighting for your lord in your country, what difference have you made? I was surprised that the conversation suddenly turned against me, and his taunts make me frown. I haven't been in service that long, so far my missions have not been the most important or groundbreaking, but it made a difference, and I still do. Oh? Tobias turns all his attention to me now, as if he's starting to have fun. Then you would be satisfied if you died right now, fighting for someone else's purpose, just acting any way he or she wants? You would have done what you wanted, right? Yes, at least I would have done more than just kill some rabbits. Don't underestimate rabbits. They run really fast, you know. Actually, I'd like to see you catch your own dinner with that beloved sword of yours. What? Oh, so you're saying you can't do it? I try to find the right ways to finish this off. This is always one of my weak spots. Simon used to say that I was gifted in combat, but helpless and simple self-preservation. Tobias laughs. I see. Well, if there's one thing you can't do, it's lie. How amusing. I can feel my ears turn red as he laughs at me. How dare he turn the conversation around like this? Don't underestimate me. I won't. He turns his back towards the table with satisfaction, then just grates my nerves even more. Besides, what kind of question is that about dying happy? I am still fighting for a purpose. There are still enough reasons for me to keep going. A goal like that is not just achieved in one day. I am almost surprised as he immediately faces me again, this time with more serious expression. You're right, I bet you haven't really found your goal yet. What? You talk all high and mighty about fighting for what you believe in, but you're just fighting for what others tell you is important. In reality, I'm sure you never even stop to think whether you agree or not. That's not true. You're not even being honest with yourself, and yeah, you tell others what they should believe, and that's why I dislike pretentious people like you Templars. No matter how amazing you seem, you're still just puppets. Don't you dare say such a thing. The angry tone of my voice surprises even me and makes Tobias hesitate for a second. Don't talk about what you don't know. Fine, maybe you shouldn't either. Tobias takes his plate and leaves the cottage. I stay behind, still trembling slightly after the sudden surge of anger comes over me. That idiot. I whisper these words as I stand there unmoving. My home, my friends. How dare you talk about these things like that? The cottage is just silent, and the food Tobias left behind for me is still on the table, but somehow my appetite is gone. I look out at the window, and in the waning sunlight, I see Tobias sitting on the hillside, staring at the horizon, his plate on the grass beside him. Don't talk about things you don't know, huh? That lingering feeling of defeat and anger nag at my mind, making it impossible for me to relax for the rest of the evening. I retreat to my room and close the door, staying there until sleep finally catches up with me. Day 5. Okay guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.